Hello, everyone. Happy National Poetry Month. We have 3 days left, but when you see it, it'll be over. Or when you see this video, rather. And as always, obligatory self promotion. What if I ruled the world? What if I ruled the world? Poems inspired by music written by me, your boy. Check it out. It's always linked in the description, linked in the link tree. It's everywhere. And today we're here to talk about Kehlani. She just released her self titled fourth, fifth album, one of those numbers. So I'm here to review it. Uh, I have not recorded the short videos, but once you see the short videos, you've already seen them. So I guess I'm kind of from the future, or I guess the past, technically. Um, but yeah, you will know by now. And so we're gonna get started. We're gonna talk about Kehlani, give her background, and then we're gonna get into the album. So she was born Kehlani Ashley Parrish on April 24th, 1995. She's an American singer, songwriter, and dancer. So she goes by she, they. I feel like she prefers they. So in the article for her Wikipedia, everything's they. So then I'll just be saying they as well. They initially started as a member of a teen group, Pop Life, in 2011 as a contestant on America's Got Talent, which I remember seeing that clip before. After leaving the group, Paris self released mixtapes Cloud 19 2014 and You Should Be Here 2015. Now I have at least listened to some of You Should Be Here, both of which were critically acclaimed and received gold certifications by the RIAA, and which the latter was their first entry into the U.S. Billboard 200 and was nominated for Best Urban Contemporary Album at the 58th Annual Grammy Awards. Kehlani signed with Atlantic Records to release their debut studio album, Sweet Sexy Savage, in 2017, which peaked at number 3. That's pretty good, the debut, on the Billboard 200, while their second album, It Was Good Until It Wasn't, 2022, peaked at number 2. Okay, moving up. Their third album, Blue Water Road, 2022, peaked at number 13 on the chart, which isn't bad, was met with critical acclaim, while their fourth, Crash, 2024, peaked at number 25, which I did go to that tour, which is where I got this shirt. And then it has the tour dates and stuff on the back, and they on the back. Their 2025 single Folded from their eponymous fifth album. That means it's self-titled. Kehlani 2026 peaked at number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100 and won Best R&B Performance and Best R&B Song at the 68th Annual Grammy Awards. Oh, I didn't know that. So that's a little bit about Kehlani. That's a little bit about her, they. And so, like I said, the album's called Kehlani. And if you want to know more about her, this is from Wikipedia. So you can just get it from there. It was released on her birthday, her 31st birthday this year, on the 24th this month. So last week, when you see this, it'll be last Friday. It's R&B. And then where can you stream it? YouTube Music, Apple Music, which is where I streamed it, Pandora, Deezer, iHeartRadio, Spotify, SoundCloud, Amazon Music, all the places pretty much. And then I think she also sold physical copies, but she probably did. I follow her on Instagram, but to be honest with y'all, I feel like I'm on TikTok the most, honestly. But I am on there a lot, but she probably has sold physical. I think everyone now sells physical copies. Because it's like a resurgence, you know what I mean? Because before, like, everything was on CD and tapes. You know, if you're I don't know how young everybody is. I think when I looked at my demographics, everybody's kind of my age, in the millennial range or higher, or some are younger. But I don't know if anybody's too young to not know what a tape is. If you don't know what it is, you can look up cassette tape. But yeah, it seems like everything comes back around because now everybody's doing the physical copy. Because right now my car is so old; it's 20 years old. I talked about this last week. That it still has a CD player, and I bought the physical version of. It was like a bundle deal for Cardi B. It came with a shirt, and then I was like, okay, well, if I see her live, I can just wear that shirt, which I did. So it came with the CD, the shirt, like the bundle stuff. And then everybody's doing it now. You can have the CD, they have the cassette tapes, they have the merch, they have the vinyl. Like everything's just full circle. So like we went away from the physical media, now we're going back. And now a lot of people are trying to go back to the physical media because with streaming, it's like if it's gone off streaming, sometimes it's just gone forever. So that's my little millennial kind of old people tangent about why we need physical media still. But yeah. And then what are the vibes of the album? Of course, sexy, classic R&B, early 2000s R&B feel, which is what she wanted to go for with this album, which I feel like someone pointed this out on Twitter that all of her albums are mainly R&B, but they're just different types. Like Crash was more alt R&B. There's just different types. It was like mixtures of hip hop and R&B. And then I listened to You. No, it was good until it wasn't. And I feel like that was a good mixture on that album as well. Maybe one day I'll do like a whole discography review, which I would like to do someone's discography review soon. All right, so we're gonna go to my favorite songs, my least favorite songs, and my overall opinion. And of course, for Poetry Month, I wrote some poems. So my first favorite song, I think it was like the second or third song. I think it was the third because they had the intro and then they had two songs after. But it's No Such Thing featuring the Clips. I love the sample of the song. I think it's a song called Bolton or something like that. I looked it up. And I feel like that sample's also in Maya's song Fallen. Unless it's just such a popular instrumental. But when they were playing it on like whosampled.com, I was like, this does not sound like what I'm hearing. But if you listen to Maya's Fallen, like the beat for that sounds very similar to this from what I can remember. Um, Kehlani, she sounds great as always. Clips is a great feature, classic. I don't know why I put sweet. Oh yeah, it is sweet because he's talking about there's no other love that she needs. There's no such thing as too much love. So it is a classic, sweet early 2000s love song, bop. Really love it. Then she had a duet with Brandy, or like a feature. I Need You, that's what it was called. Both sound amazing. It's very full moon coded, which I need to review that one day. And I love that. Another love song, bop, and the beat is good too. And I just re-listened to it so I could write. Did I write the poem to it in this video? I did not. So in my short video, I wrote to that poem. But I really love it. And it's really good. And I love that she got Brandy on there. She got a lot of good people. Brandy, Missy Elliott, Clips. There are some people who I think are good R&B singers, but they're problematic, which we're going to get to my least favorite songs once we get there. But I was glad that a certain beige bastard, Beat 'em Down Brown, was not on this album because I was like, oh my gosh, she's going to put him on. I was scared, y'all, but she didn't. Thank God. But there was a feature, and we'll get to that later. So there's a song called Ooh. I feel like she sings it. When she sings it, it says she's saying ooh, like I want that ooh. It's three O's and an H. Ooh. So we're gonna call it that. Very sexy, very sensual song. A lot of alliteration. Oh, I just said I did a lot of alliteration. LOL. But I loved it. Definitely a great mood booster for sexy time. Throw this on. Just really desiring your partner. Like you really want them. You're like, come and get me. And I actually wrote to this poem. It's like, come and get me. Just that kind of energy. Back and Forth featuring Missy Elliott. So this was the third single. I'm pretty sure. I know it's not gonna let me because it's like every time I'm making a video, it's like we're not gonna load anything for you. So let's see if it does it. Wow, it actually did. Prove me wrong, or maybe not. Oh, here we go. It was, yes, Back and Forth was the third single. It was released April 10th, so like a few weeks before the album came out. And then Shoulda Never, I think it's with Usher, was the fourth single that came out the same day. Excuse me, y'all. Um, I'm pretty sure that one was. Now I lost it. Yeah, it's featuring Usher. So that came out the same day. So there were four singles. There was Forward, Out the Window, Back and Forth, and Shoulda Never. But me personally, this was the best single. At first, yeah, I said that in my notes. So this was the best single. So this song actually grew on me. And I think it is the best single in my opinion. I wasn't really feeling any of the other ones. Like I'm not saying they're bad, but they weren't like, "Mm," like oh, this is my favorite song. But like I'm not saying they're horrible. I mean they sound good, but they were kind of meh for me. Um, and I think this is okay. I said this is the strongest single choice, which I feel like it should have been like one of the one or two singles, the first one or two. Honestly, in my opinion, I feel like there were a lot of bops on here that could have actually just that I feel like should have been singles versus what was picked. But I also understood the vibes that the other ones were giving. Like I understood it. It definitely gave early 2000s R&B vibes. So I love that. So I do have some least favorite songs. And one of them is the first. I gotta go look. Yeah, it was the first single. Folded. I just looked at it. I don't hate it, but it's just mad to me. Like I said, and like I said, I don't think it was the best single. And then Out the Window is kind of in the same vein where it's like I get the vibes, I get what you were going for. It's giving what the early 2000s, late. I don't know if I would say late 90s, maybe late 90s, early 2000s R&B. I feel like more 2000s R&B vibes, but I get what they're going for. But I was also like, mm, you know. And then this next least favorite song should have never featured Usher. This is purely because Usher is the feature since he visited Russell Simmons, who is left the U.S. because he has a case where he was accused of child abuse, and so he fled instead of facing prosecution. So there's that, and then he's also defended Diddy, which all the things about Diddy, and I'm sure like the song had already been done, before all of this. Maybe not. The Russell Simmons thing already happened, so there was that. So that is one ding against Kehlani as well. But the Diddy thing just happened, so you know. Uh, but I just hate that he's on this album, and I just, when I told my friend this, when there was allegedly a fight between him and Chris Brown, I was on his side until everything happened, and then they had that song together, and now they're touring together. I'm not sure if they're doing an album, but both of them, not gonna spend my money, not gonna listen to anything. Every time their song comes on the radio, I turn it. You know, I'm not trying to hear none of that. So yeah, so it's just mainly the feature. The song otherwise is pretty much the same kind of vibes, early 2000s. Basically, like, oh, I love you so much, you're so good in bed. I don't know if love is really involved. Maybe lust, like you're so good in bed, I can never, I should have never been with you kind of vibes. Like it fits the vibes, but it's just a feature. So those are my only least favorite songs, and here's my overall opinion. So I just want to start off by saying I mostly enjoyed the album overall, and I also want to shout out more of my favorite songs of mine, which always have a typo. I love Still, which is basically like I'm still in love with you. Oh, Pocket featuring Cardi B. So that's their third song together. It's really fun. It's just like you want to be in my pocket. Very sexual. Cardi B is good on that one as well. Lights On featuring Big Sean, another sex song, but I liked it. I loved it. And I think Big Sean was good on that one. And then Cruise Control, where she's basically like saying like, "Hey, let's not go too fast," if you're not gonna be for real, basically. And then Sweet Nothings, sex, featuring Leon Thomas, which he is also he is also problematic. So he has his remix with Chris Brown. He be going to Kanye shows. So it is what it is. But I did still like the song. And then I think this was the last song called Unlearn, basically unlearning your bad habits. They were all also pop, so I like those two. But I like to do the four if I'm a even it out for least favorite and favorites. So yeah, I did want to shout them out. I do think some of the songs were just meh to me, like not great, but also not horrible either. They were just kind of there, which is like, um, there could have been more. There could have been some more other better singles than what were chosen, which I already talked about. I think there were some great hidden gems on this album, and I would give it a 7 out of 10. So I like that. I like the album. So yeah, and yeah, I will be listening to um a lot of these songs still. Yeah. All right, so let's get to the poems. So I wrote a Tanka, which is basically a haiku, but with 2 extra lines. So it's 5 lines. So it's still the same syllables, 5, 7, 5, but then the last 2 lines are 7 syllables, 7 syllables, 7 syllables. Say that 40 times fast. So it has 31 in all, which honestly, I never count. I just count it by line. There was one poem style that I tried where it goes by that just the syllables overall, and that was a little crazy. But I'm sure it was fun. But yeah. So the first poem's inspired by Ooh. I'm pretty sure it's Ooh. Called Break That Door and come break that door, come get it. Break that door, come and get it. I feel like I should put a comment in there. Gotta edit the title. But that's what it's called. Baby, come get me. Make me go crazy. Love me like you want no one else. Savor my flavor, and I'll drink you up too. Come now. So, yeah, very lustful. And then she says in the poem, in the song, break that door, or break the door, or break the bed. Yada. Stuff like that. So that's why I got the title. And then the last poem is called Raining Love. Because she does say something about showering me with your love. So I played with that. And it's inspired by No Such Thing featuring clips. I always call them the clips. You know what I'm talking about. I feel like black people always do that. They always call it Costco's. We always add something to somebody's name that ain't even there. But anyway, here it goes. You're the one I've been looking for all this time, and I won't let you go. You're my summer rain, so damn refreshing and cooling my heat. So yeah, so that's Kehlani. Have you listened to the album? What is your favorite Kehlani album in general? Have you listened to all of their albums? They albums? Have you only listened to her most recent album? Like I said, I would like to review all of them and you know, upload it here. Uh we'll see when that happens. But it'll happen at some point. Let me know what your thoughts are. Did you like all the list of the features? I like most of them besides, Thomas and Usher. But I feel like the rest of them were cool. And yeah, I think the rollout for this was actually really good. She had, the video for Folded. Folded did a lot. I actually like the video for Folded. Even though the song was like, Out the Window was a cool video, but I was also like, Back and Forth, I feel like it needs a video. I feel like it does, because I feel like that would be cool. I don't know if they're gonna do one for Shoulda Never. I imagine Kehlani's gonna go on tour, and you're gonna see me in another shirt at some point. I know she's also already selling like shirts with the cover photo and stuff on it. You'll see it on the thumbnail when you click on this. Um, so yeah, I'm excited for whatever's next, and I feel like a lot of this album will be very cool live, and interesting to see what she would do, with this live, because I do get the vibes like when I was at Crash, the tour, that it was very alt R&B, even though I hadn't listened to all of the album, which I should have. Um, but I had a good time either way. I was happy to be next to my Bailani, even though I was like not in the front row, but I was still in the building. You know what I mean? But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. Do you like Kehlani? Do you not? Let me know what your thoughts are, and I will see you all next week.